Nope.
How about now?
Nope.
How about... Oh! We have one final story this evening on Storytime with Dr. Clavavian on the very supreme broadcast of honor. I'd like to thank one more time Higgins and Mike from the very supreme broadcast of honor for providing such an excellent format for the stories that I feel are should be told from history. So thank you very much to Mike and Higgins for setting me up. They did a good job. We actually spent a long time setting up the microphones and getting the levels correct. This is story time with Dr. Clavavian. They had mentioned to me that if we did a good job, if people enjoyed it, it could be a regular segment. It's not too often that in today's day and age people get to hear the stories of the past. So let me imbue myself with another glass of spirits. Pardon me, as sipping is rude, except when it's a fine drink. Yes. Alright. Now. Our final story this evening comes to us from the far reaches of Angola. Many people have not been to Angola, but I assure you, it is a real place. You can look it up on your globe. If you have a globe in your room, most people do, I assume. The next story comes to us from Angola, and it is a story from 1952. It's a scary story. Many know it. It's appropriate for Halloween coming up, I assume. It starts off on a dark night. It's not stormy. This is not a cliche story where everything starts off on a dark and stormy night. It's simply not the case here. So I'd appreciate if you'd not make assumptions about the story so early on. It's a dark night with a moon, of course. Moon like any other. Full, never slender, never short, never waxing, never waning. Simply a full moon. Full, I said. There we are. Full moon. There we are. Yes? Close? Right. You get the idea. Deep in the jungles of Angola. Deep, very deep. So deep that you've never seen depth like this. Very dark, very deep, very sensual. Hyper-erotic in the jungle. Have you ever heard of jungle fever? Something you get when you're in the jungle and simply get bitten by a spider or snake. Your fever progresses to over 300 degrees. You die. You come back and you die again. It happens from time to time. But far above the jungles of Angola soared a bird of such magnificence. Such magnificence. Magnificent, isn't it? Beautiful, beautiful bird. Steal my heart. The one thing about this bird is that it shat on all of the forest. Many times per day. Shat all over the forest until nothing was left but a big pile of shat. What happens next will blow your mind. Most people aren't prepared. They aren't ready. But you are, aren't you, faithful traveler? Down on the ground. Deep, deep, deep dark within the deep dark dungeons and billowing smoke places. Underground in the caves below the jungle. Below the shit piles. Dirt floors. Was a man. A man unlike any other. With his curved spine and his one long arm. Great pile of shit that the bird shat. Dripped down into the caves below. Creating puddles of shit. Shit. Puddles of shit. This man's poor man had never seen the light of day before. Had lived in these caves his entire life. Was quite sad. Quite sad at his life. He didn't know why. Crying, always crying, every story crying. Crying puddles made his feet wet and his legs disappear. Until one day, the shit dripped down into his mouth. Into his mouth! Disgusting! Disgusting, you say? Absolutely repulsive. Absolutely disgusting. Who in their right mind could ever forgive themselves for putting poop of a bird in their mouth? But he didn't know what a bird was. He didn't know. And suddenly, without warning, we come closer to our mystery man. The mystery man had bird poop in his mouth. Can you believe the bird poop in his mouth? He couldn't see, he was blind. He lived in a cave, deep down, dark dungeon, deep down. With his one long arm and his curved spine. But something happened when the poop went into his mouth. He suddenly became very happy. Now I take you back take you back to the bird. We saw this bird. We saw the bird. You saw it with your own eyes, you know. Magnificent bird. Right? Remember? You remember. This bird of great magnificence with its prop plane wings. Magnificent except for the shitting. All over the jungles of Angola. And this poor man accidentally ate some. He's got a white poop mustache. And I apologize, but I'm not making this story up. This is a thing of Greek legends, Greek mythology, Angolan mythology, all mixed together to give you the story of truth and life and belief systems that will go on for years and shape whole cultures and societies. You must believe me. Don't give up yet. This story's not over. This man who was once blind, was now able to see in the dark easily, without problems. His eyes were huge, huge eyes. Beautiful, wonderful eyes of seeing and sight. There's nothing better than a sighted man, even if he's in a cave. Now, you think this story would be a happy story, a story of wonder and excitement, of vision, of seeing for the first time with new eyes the caves that are going to bring this person happiness. Maybe, just maybe, he will find a way out. Maybe he will find his way to the surface. Maybe. But don't get ahead of yourself, dear listener. Now we take a quick break, once again, to thank our unofficial sponsor, and our knowing sponsor, Dizerano Original. Cheers. Cheers to you. I hope that you are drinking cheers. Dear Serrano, delicious. Now, back to the story. It's a grand story. It's a story passed down through the ages, and again, once again, you think this may be a happy story. You think this is going to be a happy story. Let me tell you what happens next. Are you ready? It's something you're not expecting, believe me. And our friend managed to climb his way up out of the ground, clawing through the dirt, up into the world above. Dirty, tired, grasping. Suddenly, and without warning, his 1 foot got so big! It got so large! He was alarmed at his very large foot. He was alarmed. Mon Dieu. That's French for my God. With his new eyes, he could see his foot had swollen to proportions unbelievable. Huge, just a huge foot. It kept growing and growing and growing and growing. His 1 foot, oh my God, He couldn't believe his foot was so large. Just a massive, painful, really gruesome, not appropriate at all. It's gruesome. And his foot grew some. Gruesome, and his foot grew some. Oh. Oh. Right. Next. A magnificent, majestic, as some would agree now, magnificent bird. As depicted beautifully here in this illustration I will illustrate for you now. Beautiful bird. Majestic. Vivacious, I might even say. Vivacious. Was flying high above the Angolan jungles. Minding his own business. Shitting everywhere! Shitting everywhere! Shitstorms! Shitstorms like you've never seen before! My God, get an umbrella, man. Shitstorms! Shitstorms! Right. And suddenly, and without warning, our bird, majestic with its magical shit, crashed square into something it didn't see coming. Unbelievable and quite unperceptive of the bird to crash into something so grand and big. He didn't know what it was. This poor shitting bird of majestic beauty. He passed out. Nothing would make him happier than to keep on living in this story. To keep flying the jungles in Angola and shitting everywhere. Shitting, shitting, and shitting everywhere. Would have made him quite happy for the rest of his natural life. And birds of this caliber live forever. But not today. No. Unfortunately. Our friend, the protagonist of the story, with his ever-growing foot, was very sad. Indeed. Very, very, very sad. That is down the hole. Bear with me. Bear with me. Bear with me here. I'm very emotional at this point in the story. The majestic, beautiful, magical, less than ordinary bird of majestic beauty and vivaciousness and life and luxury and complete lack of self-control in his own life, crashing into stupid things, fell to his death down into the hole of shit and cave. Not gracefully, not with grace. Shit spewing from it, from every orifice and every pore in his body. Magical shit. Just coming out. Most near the shithole, I'd imagine. Oh, pardon me. It's a little gross, but it must be said. Our protagonist, the cave-dwelling man who just minutes earlier, couldn't see a damn thing, but suddenly could see everything with his huge white eyes, witnessed the death of the magic shitting bird with his own huge white eyes, caused by his gigantic foot. Fuck! Fuck! He said. Fuck! Fuck! That is a lot of shit. Our protagonist didn't care about the magical bird. He cared only for his gigantic foot, which hurt a lot when the bird flew into it. Unfortunately, the entire world was crushed and defeated by this man who should have just stayed in his cave. Angola. Angola is over here. Right. Our protagonist's foot continued to grow throughout the universe, outside the world, into the stars, past the galaxies and the aliens and the cultures and civilizations which exist out there amongst the stars, pulling the world with it. Our protagonist died. The entire earth was consumed by fire. Everybody died. In this story, everybody dies! Damn it! Don't you understand? Everyone's dead! The magical shitting bird! Magical shitting bird, the man with the foot! He was a cave-dwelling man! The moral of the story. The moral of the story is that you may live in a cave. You may live in a cave filled with rocks and dust and mites and many other things. And you may be blind. But at least a bird isn't shitting on your head and in your mouth. God, it's gross. Bird shitting in your mouth. At least you're not this guy with the bird shit in his mouth, bird shit all over his cave, bird shit in the forest. He climbs out of the fucking cave. He can see now. Oh, yippity-doo. He can see. What a big fucking deal. Guess what? Guess what? His fucking foot grew out of the world, out of the universe, and killed everybody. So the moral is, if you eat bird shit, your foot will grow to a ginormous size and kill everybody you know. So keep your mouth away from bird shit, regardless of how magical that shit may be from that bird. It's just going to keep shitting all over the place in the jungles of Angola. My friends, my dear friends, thank you very much for listening to me. I have been Dr. Clavavian. Thank you very much for joining me in this lovely hour of entertainment and heartfelt stories. This is a heart that I'm drawing for you now. I illustrated this evening. I want to thank once again Mike and Higgins from the very supreme broadcast of Honor for thanking me here, for having me here. I'd like to thank Di Serrano, not an official sponsor legally or practically, but deliciously as well. Oh, so good, so good. Thank you for joining me today. And I'll see you next time. Goodbye, and good evening to you all. I hope your days are filled with many choice days and not much shit. I hope you don't piss your pants, just like these stories I've told you this evening. Good day. Good day to you. And all of your kin.
Mike here from the very supreme broadcast of honor. Hope you enjoyed the last video. Please like and favorite this video to help us out. Click subscribe for daily content, merch. If you click that merch button there, you're going to get t-shirts, you're going to get iPhone cases, all sorts of crazy things you've never even thought could be possible. Check out Twitter, Facebook, Twitch TV, all those things were there. You should be there too. Click the next video to see the next video in the series. There's also 2 other options there for you. So have fun! Woo!